Let's start with the exciting news coming out of Virginia. Pharrell, of course, he is from VA. He actually joined the Virginia Governor, Ralph Northam, to announce a legislation in making Juneteenth, which for those of you who are unfamiliar, is a day that commemorates the end of slavery in the U.S., an official holiday. This is just one of the many ways I feel like people are shining a light on Juneteenth, of course, in the wake of the nationwide protests. But don't you feel like there's more exposure now and people are understanding what this day is and what it means?
Oh, for sure. I mean, what's so unfortunate is that it's not in our history books growing up in school.
Right.
I had to learn about Juneteenth when I went to Howard University, which is an HBCU, and that was college. So
Hmm.
it took me a while. So it is really nice to see everyone also understanding the importance of this day. Pharrell said it perfectly. He said 400 years ago, slave ships came upon the coast of Virginia. And now Virginia is basically leading by example by commemorating this day as a holiday. The
Hmm.
Virginia governor said that all state employees in the executive branch will be given a paid day off on
Yeah.
Juneteenth. And Pharrell is also calling for other companies that are based in Virginia to do the same. So
Right.
that's something that's still tentative, but action is being taken.
And actions being taken with a number of brands and huge corporations who are also observing and recognizing Juneteenth, June 19th. Target, Best Buy, Twitter, Nike, the NFL, and UTA, a huge talent agency. They're all observing Juneteenth as an official company holiday. So all those employees will have that day off, no matter who you are. But if you
Right.
work for those companies, you have the day off. And I just feel like it is about damn time that people are being educated on this. And I'm among those people too who might have been a little too unfamiliar with the significance of June 19th, So it's amazing to see these huge corporations kind of put their money where their mouth is.
Yeah, I just want to kind of bring up Target and Best Buy and also US Bank.
Yeah.
These are all companies that are based in Minnesota.
Mm.
Target and Best Buy,
Mm.
specifically Minneapolis.
Yeah.
So this speaks volumes to what happened as far as the death of George Floyd
Yeah.
and the protests following, and them actually standing up for their community. I
Mm.
think even with Pharrell and these companies like Target and Best Buy, it is the epitome of when you want to change something, start with where you are, right? Be the
Absolutely.
change that you want to see. And we see Pharrell going back to his community, Target, Best Buy starting in their
Hmm.
community.
Hmm.
And that's how you actually see change in the world, right? You have to get in
Absolutely.
the game yourself. And so many companies are doing that.
It's almost like a pyramid, right? Like I make the argument that these conversations about discrimination, about racism starts in the home, and how you raise your children. And then it trickles down, it happens, if you see discrimination in the workplace, raise it, speak on it, and then of course state and local official and policies, and hopefully by then the nation and the whole world. So like I said, I think this is a step in the right direction. This is just one example of the effects we're seeing, right?
Denny,
And in the wake of George Floyd's death and all the protests on racial
remember.
injustice. Yeah.
Very true, very true. And Best Buy, they're also doing something great. They are, for the first time ever, the company will shorten hours of operation on election day, November
Mm,
3rd.
I love that. See, that's
Yes.
amazing. People are actually they're trying to actually incite some real change by taking action, and it's important. And, obviously, Juneteenth is not a national holiday yet, but there is a change.org petition to make June 19th a national holiday in the United States. And the petitioner said it best. This is a day that everyone should be celebrating, right? And even if it isn't a national holiday yet, we kind of want to lay out some ways you guys can observe June 19th, which of course is this Friday. It's just a couple of days away. I mean, obviously you can make a donation to nonprofits like the Bail Project, like African American Culture Heritage Action Fund, like the NAACP Legal Defense Fund, like ACLU. Like there's a number of ways to kind of, as they say, write a check and support these causes. But I also say, at home, and especially if you're one of these lucky companies or a part of these companies that are observing the day, take the day to educate yourself,
Yes.
watch, learn, listen. There's been a number of projects in pop culture that have addressed Juneteenth. There was the Blackish episode, and also an episode of Atlanta where they talked about June 19th. And also, of course, there's so many Black filmmakers and projects that are out there that are available to stream, including Ava DuVernay's projects, When They See Us and The 13th on Netflix. I know you're a big fan of The 13th.
Yeah, 13th, it's an amazing film. We actually spoke with Ava, and I just want her to describe what the effects this film has had on the country recently. Take a look.
What is it that is resonating now with this? Because this is the piece that people are watching to understand the history of this country.
I think people just feel in the middle of it. It doesn't feel like a separate thing that is not happening to them. And I think, there are folks that stay up on this information, and they don't have to be experiencing it directly in order to be interested. I think you have other people that need to be slapped in the face a little bit. And this big moment that we're in has been a slap in the face for a lot of people. And so I commend the folks who are watching it right now. I have no problem if you're just discovering it now. That's what it's there for, is to teach, is to share. I just got some information from Netflix a few hours ago that in the last 3 weeks, there's been an increase in people watching 13th by, get this, 4,665%. That's not 100%. That's not 1,000%, which is a lot. 4,665% increase from the whole 3 weeks prior is how they did it. And so a lot of people have sought it out.